Hey guys, how's it going? It's your boy Pure Lou, Real Wheel Deal. And today we're doing a deep dive in this very special wheel, Work Equip Spirit 33. Very unlikely you've heard of them. I got this dropped off by my buddy and I really wanted to show you guys because I'm telling you how we got this wheel here, crazy. But before we get started, this wheel's so nice. First I'm gonna hit you guys with that B-roll. So notice that I'm not in the shop. We're doing things a little bit informal today. So I decided, the best setting was just in my home garage. If we're doing personal, it's been a crazy year, man, with the pandemic. I don't know if you saw my TE video, but I was in a sling. It's because I blew my chest out benching. So it's been rough. And I'm not looking so good. My hair, I'm not really shaven. It's not been great. I would say out of 10, I'd be probably like 3.7.
TE 37 for life.
But with that in mind, that means that, no matter how bad things are going, you always got to celebrate the wins. And this wheel is like a representation, a huge win. If you ever see my videos, been following the channel for a while, you know that in most of my wheel videos, I'm wearing these like car t-shirts. You might know maybe that they're run by a company called Import Bible. I link them in the description all the time. David, the owner, I've been friends with him for, man, over half my life. And he's always making like really creative, cool t-shirts. He's been one of my best friends in the car scene. We've been talking about cars since before any of us had cars. We had any projects. Before I was even in the industry and talking to me about cars, we're trying to make our dreams come alive. Back then we started there, we were just talking, and now, things are happening. David, when he was doing Import Bible, busting his ass working all the time, he always kept telling me, hey man, when this thing, gets really good, I'm gonna buy S30 Datsun 240Z. And he kept saying this for years. He kept blue balling us, and he didn't really define like when he was gonna be like happy with where Import Bible was. That's like a loose definition. So I didn't really thought it was gonna happen. Last year when things started going downhill and things were closing up, somehow David found one car in Calgary, and we didn't know we live in Edmonton. Luckily, with a shop and everything, I had the ability at that time and the means to go down and pick that car up for him. And we bombed ass down there. He got his Dream Z. Since then, it's been like a giant money pit for David. Sorry, homie. One of the big important parts of his build definitely was wheels. Check out in, some Volks and stuff, obviously being Real Wheel Deal, or something with a good lip, T37 VSL 1920 edition or something. But David, he's a very creative guy, right? Because he runs Import Bible, and he's definitely like a product guy. When he picks up things and when he sees things, he's like inspired. He knows everything about product design. He has a really good eye for that stuff. So when it came to wheels, David's not gonna get something anyone else can get. Gotta get something unique, one of one. So he did his research pretty deep. And this is what he came up with. Got a Spirit 33, some obscure work wheel, only made 1982, 1983, 1984, barely any found. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go hunting for those. He's on Yahoo Auctions, he's looking for that wheel, and I know he's a proxy. He used Jesse Streeter, and he bid, and he won on a set of these Work Equip Spirit 33s. I wanna say that's where it ended, that big bid and money pit stop, but that's just where it started. If Pitbull was a wheel, this wheel would be Pitbull, because he'd be like Mr. Worldwide. Obviously made in Japan, bought in Japan, and at that time, because David needed to have it rebuilt because it was in poor shape and also wasn't a fitment that he wanted to be in, he needed to get it rebuilt and respec. So he did a lot of research, looked around at all the timelines for the three-piece wheel builders, who did good work, who had good pricing, who had a good timeline, good queue, and he ended up finding Barrel Bros. So where's Barrel Bros? It's in Australia. So next thing you know, these wheels, David pays to get these wheels shipped further from Canada, and they go to Australia, and that's where Barrel Bros gets them and starts their magic. It has two center caps. He needs to relocate reproduction center caps because they're still out of production, nobody makes them. So guess where these center caps are from? Somehow they're made in Russia. So a guy in Russia makes them, he sends them over there as well. Pretty crazy to get that wheel all around the world, so many hands, so many countries, honestly so much shipping costs and so much customs. Get a 101 wheel, that's really unique, very cool, really awesome to see, and I learned a lot throughout the process. So the next process I want to talk to you is like how they got this rebuilt. That's something that was new to me. Learned a lot about how wheels are rebuilt, how they're made. Two kind of sides to the wheel world. And one is monoblock, high quality forged wheels for motorsports. And the other one is very unique three-piece wheels, which is just as important as that first category. So to learn about these wheels and like follow David's journey, because he was telling me every time, the wheels made a move, what was happening. Really unique, so I thought I'd put them in a video, let you guys know what went down. So when you first get that three-piece wheel in Australia, of course they have to strip it down to its pieces. Basically, it's a three-piece wheel. They put whatever anti-seize they need into bolts, and they just break the bolts off, take off the front lip, take out the face, take out the barrel. Three-piece wheels are assembled mostly in three ways. Either the face kind of sits on top. Another one is the face is sandwiched in between the lip and the barrel, which is what this wheel is. And the last one is kind of like reverse drop-in, where the face kind of goes in from behind and it's put up in front. So it's kind of like mainly just where the face is. If the face is on top, sandwiched, or in the back. So in this case, this wheel is a sandwich style three-piece wheel. So after it's broken out, they have to clean up the face. Face is the main reason you paid those bucks to get that wheel. With the face, first thing it gets blasted, cleaned up, all the chemicals, all the paint 100% 100% strip. They do some machining. They machine the outside of the face there so that when they put the new lips and the new barrels on, really good contact, really tight. And also on the face here, if they think they need to smooth it out, they also smooth it out. I didn't know if they did in this case. So after it's all cleaned up, ready for paint, what happens is there's a very intense masking process. So before they hit it with any paint, this whole area here underneath, so I'm talking about the part where it's sandwiched, they mask that area off. And also in the back here, they also mask this area on the face, not right here, but underneath there is the face, and also mask off the hub. So that's an intense masking process, you know, that takes quite a lot of time, and they do that to all 4 faces, and then they finally hit it with a paint. So then they hit it with a paint and with some wheels where it stops, but on the Spirit 33, they also need a diamond cutting. So next part is the diamond cutting. So you can see here in the front, I don't know if you can see it, but there's all these ridges. I can touch it, it feels like machine-like. They machine all the faces to have this diamond cut. So you use your CNC, a lathe, or something that I've been seeing lately, it's like a wheel table. They just use it, and it looks like a giant CNC that's like horizontal with a wheel face up. And a lot of wheel shops and wheel repair shops, they're starting to use a lot of these to kind of reproduce diamond cut faces, because even like a lot of OEM wheels nowadays are having that diamond cut style. So with that face like fully complete, for this wheel actually, I don't think they did a machine cutting until the whole wheel was assembled, but that's normally how they would go through the process. Next thing is the lip and the barrel, right? Because their face is good. You can see this front part, they call it the lip. They source it, and because this wheel, they need the offset and the size to be changed, it's very special. So this wheel originally was a 14-inch wheel. So they had to get special lips and barrels that step this wheel up. So they increased the diameter of this wheel from a 14 to a 15-inch. And with this wheel, the width, I don't remember the width of the original wheel, but the new width of this one is 9 inches wide. And also the offset is -17. So a much less offset than the wheel it was previously. So they had to increase the frontal lip here, exactly spec to what you're trying to achieve. After you get that lip, what's also crazy is because these bolts are not standard across the industry. So this was measured and perfectly drilled to fit the bolts that the face was going to receive. So I had to do that for the front lip, and they also had to do that for the barrel. They do a final polish on the lip and the barrel, and they torque it down and they reassemble it. So they torque it down to, you know, specific torque settings to make sure that that 3-piece wheel is all together in one shot. Final process they do, they put it on a balance machine, they make sure the wheel balances, they put it on a balance machine, they spin it, and they mask it. And then after they put some silicone in here. So the silicone is so moisture or any dirt and stuff don't get in between, start corroding the gaps in between there. So that's kind of like the final process for it. The other crazy thing here is also for the front, they also have to machine where the valve stem is. So they put a new valve stem. And if you notice for a lot of wheels, like people are really picky with where the valve stems are. So they have to kind of pick a location that looks good. This one here you can see is exactly opposite of the JWL, and the JWL is upright when the valve stem is on the bottom, so it looks really unique, really good attention to detail. Final touches, you can see here, Bello Bros, they put their own sticker on here, 15x9, -17 offset, that's certification. Also with the barrel being replaced, he lost the original work sticker, so we actually got this sticker made. And you know, here it says the 15x9 wheel, bolt patterns 114, number 57.82, so it's almost like a work reproduction sticker. Pretty accurate, looks pretty good. The funny thing is, like the first time he ordered the sticker wheel, I think he gave them the right size, but somehow the work sticker came out like this big, like it's like bigger than my hand, and he had to go get them redone to actually be like the legit size that is in there. So that's a pretty cool piece there. After Bill Bros starts the process and they finish it, end up being shipped back here to us here in Canada. I think it passed through the US. So next thing we gotta do is we're gonna dive into the history of this wheel. You might recognize this wheel. It really resembles a really well-known wheel called the Starshark. So Starshark, infamous wheel, it was introduced in 1980. It was made by SSR. Also, it was made by Speedstar by Collins. So the first couple of years, you'll see they're stamped. It says both SSR, Collins project. Also has some other unique markings. But through the years, it's changed. Ownership has also changed. But it was a really popular wheel back in the day, and it came in 3 variations. First one is a 2-piece wheel that has 8 spokes, so kind of like 8 points like this. They had a 2-piece wheel that was also like this, but it was a 10-point, so it had more stars on it. And the last rendition was a single piece, 8-point wheel, which was like a really light one. They called it like the mini Starshark. So this wheel, because it's so popular and people liked how it looked, it was really, they had quite a few variations of it. The thing about the Starshark that's really cool is it's available in a 13-inch and a 14-inch. I've also seen and heard of them being available in 15-inch, but on Kyusha shoes, they mentioned that it was like undocumented, and also when they do come across them, like an original 15-inch, very rare. And another thing that was really cool about them was they were available in lots of colors, so it fit a lot of personal preferences, a lot of builds, because they're available in many colors. You definitely seen them in gold, seen them in red for sure. And another thing that was really attractive was also the weight. So even though it's a 2-piece wheel, a lot of people, you know, in modern day, you would think a 2-3-piece wheel quite heavy versus like a monoblock. But back in the day, a really heavy cast monoblock wheel or a 2-piece high quality wheel like a Starshark was a huge improvement. So those were really favored. The Starshark was discontinued after that for quite a while, but actually in 2015, Cullen's project decided that they're going to start reproducing it. So if you really want a Starshark, Cullen's project has new productions of the Starshark in quite a few different sizes, and also they're in quite modern sizes, so much bigger width, much lower offsets, and really good bolt patterns that are available for that wheel. So Work is a really well-known company, been around for a long time. In 1982, they decided to introduce their own lineup of wheels. They kind of resembled the Starshark, but also they had 2 other wheels in there. So they call it the Work Spirit lineup. Up till today, I find out the Work Spirit lineup wheels very, very hard to find, and they had 3 wheels in that lineup. They had the Work Spirit 11, Work Spirit 33, and a Work Spirit 44. This one's a 33. This resembles a Starshark, but it has, you know, some subtle differences. How Work's making wheels, really sharp edging lines, this extra piece and detail here. The Work one, when you actually look at it closely, looks pretty different than the Starshark, which is probably why David wanted to find this, since Starsharks were common. This was not. Like I said, that's his style. Another thing I want to show you guys actually is I actually do have another Spirit here. I actually have a Spirit 44. David also had, because he wasn't sure if he was going to build a 33 if he'd ever find one. So he bought like a 44 as a backup, because he's like a nutcase. So I also have a 44 here to show you guys. So here's the 44. This one's pretty beat. I'm pretty sure this is the original face, original barrel. You can see it's got still the original bolts on there. And man, this is all chewed up. Like this wheel honestly looks like from Japan, it like rolled to the ocean, then like freaking swam all the way across here. And then after it like continually rolled to my house here. But I'm pretty sure most of this damage was because it got to Edmonton, and then the Edmonton roads like did this. If a wheel was a road, this is an Edmonton road, to be honest. This is like knackered. But this one is really unique too. I kind of like that it has like 2 split spokes. This is like what a wheel would have looked like when David had got his 33s, and this is like a 44, so it's really cool. I think these guys will probably be rebuilt eventually too. Really unique face. Yeah, when you look at it, you just old school in heritage, right? All right, so that concludes you know, our in-depth review of the Work Spirit 33. Big shout out to David, dropped off the wheel. He works on Improbable so many years, bust ass, and you deserve it, man. Seriously, you deserve it. You know, we want 1 offset wheels. You want to get done, you go out and you get it done. Learn about wheels is always funner when it's not your own money. So thanks for that, homie. Crazy. This wheel's been all around the world. Really crazy process to see, get all the way here. David's coming in a loop every time something moved on this wheel. Like I said, you guys celebrate your wins. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are doing well, keeping well. And if you like the video, hit subscribe, comment below, give the video a like. Can't wait to see how this wheel looks on the Import Bible 240Z. So hopefully when that's mounted up there, we'll be able to, you know, do a video, show you guys the fitment, show you guys how far the cards come along, and stay tuned for that, all right? Thanks.